Welcome to Life Mosaic, where we explore the living legacy that connects generations for a lifetime and beyond. Here, life is all inclusive, embracing every moment and memory that shapes who we are. We're not just sharing people's stories, we're celebrating the timeless bond that weaves our lives together, transcending time and space. Join us as we uncover the beautiful mosaic of life.
Little girl. It is taking time in the afternoon to watch a soap opera. Yes, yes, my secret is out. I still take a break at 2 o'clock every day and watch General Hospital. But soon, General Hospital is about to have some competition over on CBS because for the first time since 1999, CBS is about to premiere a brand new soap opera called Beyond the Gates. It's the first, like I said, first soap opera since 1999. And the one difference is on this one is the ensemble of characters and cast are primarily of the black persuasion, people of color in an affluent Maryland outside of DC setting. And they are affluent, so they live in a gated neighborhood. So there you go, beyond the gates. And there's some good people who are going to be on here that you will recognize their faces. So we'll be right back, and we will dive in to all things about not just Beyond the Gates, but a little bit of history about the soap opera.
You know, Creating a living legacy is not about writing down a bunch of dates and a bunch of photographs that you don't know the faces of the people. No, it's about telling a story and having the experience come to life. It's all about capturing that essence in the moment. When you found out that you were first having a baby, or perhaps sharing that special family secret recipe, or capturing the traditions of the holidays that your family celebrates. It truly is about capturing the essence of those moments.
So if you don't know, I love to tell stories. I'm Weezy, if you haven't met me before, and I love a good story and I love to share information. And today I want to share information about the soap opera. Cue the music.
Spick and Span, America's once-over cleaner for linoleum, painted walls, and woodwork. And Joy, the sensational new liquid suds maker for dishwashing, present Search for Tomorrow.
Yes, radio. Soap operas have a very longevity of life. They started on the radio. They were to keep the housewives company in the afternoon while they took a little break between all of their domestic goddess duties of cleaning the house, baking, cooking, cleaning, mending. You know, back in those days, so many people were doing everything themselves in the home, and the homemaker needed to make her home comfortable, and she needed a little company. So the soap people, people who made Joy and Spick and Span and different products like that, yes, they span all the way back there, started the soap opera, and they sponsored these radio shows that would last like 15 minutes. But each day they would stop, they would build up the character and then stop with a cliffhanger, all to bring you back and draw you in to the next day. They still do that. Some of them are during the daytime, and you that might laugh at me about watching in the afternoon, there's a lot of people who still watch soap operas on streaming. And there's a lot of nighttime soap operas too. I mean, a lot of people, let's face it, a lot of people were hooked on Dallas for a long time. And they loved every minute. Uh, there was some other popular ones, but a lot of people watched them. a little bit more about the soap opera. So they progressed from the radio, and then in the 1950s, they started showing them on television. And a lot of the episodes were like 30 minutes. But as they evolved, a lot of them became 60-minute episodes. And so you could watch soaps in the 60s and the 70s. You could start at probably noontime and watch all the way to 4 o'clock, taking up, keeping those voices, keeping you company for hours. And just because you had them on doesn't mean that you weren't doing anything, because that's the thing about the soap opera is you can listen to the voices, and those voices because they have become very familiar to you, that you can get up and pop around and do things. These days, scroll on your phone, maybe do some texting or emailing or whatever, but it's background noise. And then if you hear somebody that's on there, well, it piques your interest and you just look up and watch. Maybe I'm digressing, but that is how I enjoy a good afternoon. And I'm kind of excited about this. Will I watch it at 2 o'clock? No, because at 2 o'clock, that's when I tune in to General Hospital. But it's going to be over at Paramount Plus. So if I want a little extra time to relax and have some company and something like that, I can watch it the next day over on Paramount Plus. So like I said, I'm just really excited. I'm really happy. And I'm hoping that this proves that this kind of content, people are kind of, maybe hopefully, in my opinion, tired of the judge shows, tired of the trashy, in my opinion. This is my opinion, so if you get mad, we all have our own likes and dislikes. But I've never been a fan of like the Jerry Springer shows, or a lot of the judge shows and different things like that. And now game shows have come back, but they're just different. They're not like the old ones. But I do still like the good little saga soap. Some acting, not just live people talking all the time, because even the news channels have taken over so much of the airways to cut cost. But now streaming has become so popular that it's not just the ratings that they get on TV, it's the ratings that they can get through streaming too. So, with all of this said, let me ask you a question, and you can let me know in the comments. What did you ever watch soap operas? Ever? Did you ever, like maybe in the 80s, in the height of popularity of General Hospital, like everybody was watching General Hospital because Luke and Laura were getting married. And then there was the Ice Princess Diamond, and everybody was, that was a kind of a James Bond feel, and everybody was going after the Ice Princess. And it was like not just girls and moms and grandmas were flooding to the TV to watch this. There was plenty of guys, too, taking time, particularly on college campuses. It was a huge phenomenon to watch General Hospital. But, despite decline over the years, there's just something about that unique storytelling, the luscious, scandalous scenes that they have. And it sounds like Beyond the Gates is going to carry that on. So from TVinsider.com, this is where I got all this juicy information, and I just want to read you some of the things from their article that they wrote online. And so they said, so this is what it says. Beyond the Gates will premiere in the afternoon, Monday, February 24th, 2025, at 2 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS. Episodes will also be available to stream on Paramount Plus. The series began production in Atlanta, Georgia in November, and the cast and crew celebrated by sharing, doing those social opportunity photos. Beyond the Gates is set in leafy Maryland suburb, just outside of Washington, D.C., in one of the affluent African American countries of the United States. Here you will find posh, gated community with a winding, tree-lined streets and luscious mansions to call home. Beyond, beyond the gates is a generational tale. Generational. See, that's why I like the soap, and it blends in with Living Legacy with Weezy and Life Mosaic. Beyond the Gates is a generational tale. At the center of this community are the Duprees, a powerful and prestigious multi-generational family that is the very definition of black royalty. The log line continues behind these pristine walls and lush manicured gardens are the juicy secrets and scandals waiting to be uncovered. And those who live outside these gates are watching closely. These are the places where our characters love, live, work, and play. Those who have made it and those who haven't are all trying to navigate life, and some with more grace than others. So who's in this? The most probably recognizable faces will be Clifton Davis. He is the patriarch Dupree family, husband to Tamara Tooney's Anita Dupree. So Clifton Davis played in That's My Mama and the show Amen. You'll recognize him, and well, here's his picture. You'll recognize Clifton Davis, and then who plays his wife Anita is Tamara Tooney, and she started in the soaps with Days of Our Lives, but she also was the medical examiner on Law and Order SUV for many years. But these people join. There has been black dramas, melodramas, but they've been at night. They've been Queen Sugar, which was in 2016 that ran to 2021. It was critically acclaimed series that told the story of two sisters who had inherited their father's sugarcane farm in Louisiana. It tackled issues of race, class, and family dynamics in the rural South. Empire, that one was quite popular. I remember when that came on. That was 2015 through 2020. This musical drama series was about the powerful black family, a hip-hop industry and the massive rating success, known for its glamorous portrayal and the wealth and power, as well as the exploration of the themes like family, loyalty, and betrayal. But it's a cross-cultural appeal. And I just think it's wonderful that CBS is doing this and changing it up just a little bit. Although the early soaps were pretty, white, they have become more diverse in the cast that they have. But anyway, it just brings back dear memories for me. Many of the old soap operas that have gone away, like The Guiding Light, Another World. I used to watch those. All My Children. Oh my gosh, I loved All My Children and Erica Kane. But it gives me hope to see that they're starting a new one. And I really wish and hope that this really takes off and is very successful. If you want a little melodrama in your afternoon and you haven't watched soaps in a while, well, maybe this is a good time to return and check out Beyond the Gates. Until next time, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Life Mosaic.